So I guess we'll start off by saying, man, what the hell are we doing here?
I have no idea. Wasn't this your crazy idea for
No,
once?
I think it was both of our crazy ideas. So basically what this is behind and beyond real estate. And shoot, what were we doing yesterday? We were, first of all,
Well, let me tell
yeah,
you.
tell me, you
So,
tell me.
so
Yeah, you
basically,
tell
what happens is that Selvin calls me once a week. He thinks he's being secretive about it. He thinks I don't know what he's doing. Like he's not programmed to call me once a week. But anyways, I know what he's doing. So he
Right,
calls me to make sure that I'm still going to continue to work with them and I'm going to pay my
right.
bills. I know what he's up to. And then what it gets into is that, hey, how's the market? Because
Yes.
no one asked me that ever.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You know what? It's so funny because we get on the call and generally it's so funny. I actually want to find out what the hell he's been doing to make sure he's been doing something, because if he's out of a job, we're out of a job anyways. So that's first and foremost. And then it turns into like just an education session and also some things that I have no idea on. First of all, obviously we work with Hussein, but Hussein actually sold us our house. So it helps now knowing more about real estate, and I'm actually intrigued about it. It's so funny. Like at the beginning, I was more like, just sell us a house, just get us a house, please, just get us a house. But now it's just like I want to friggin' pick his brain to figure out what the hell he's been dealing with. So with that said, what the hell have you been doing this week, Hussein?
Yeah. So like what we kind of touched on, and I'll reiterate for this video.
Yeah,
Over the last like few days, it's been kind of interesting. I'd say over the last 10 days, it's been an interesting market.
right.
Where we started off with an inventory position, and I work specifically, not specifically in Durham, but I really do focus in on the Durham market.
Right.
And so what I do is that I actually watch inventory very closely, especially when I start to sense, maybe something might be up. I keep a daily Excel sheet of what's kind of going on in terms of inventory levels, so I monitor it every day.
He's a nerd.
And so I can throw these numbers out at you and basically tell you that February 1st, when I check the inventory, Durham basically had like 476 listings available for sale.
Right.
And at the end of February, I'm just checking my notes again. We had just over 900 listings, so 901 listings available for sale. So, we've more or less kind of doubled our inventory in Durham. And that kind of just, so that's one.
So to ask, because that's the first thing I was just like, oh, cool. We doubled our inventory. We're good. Like, okay, we're rolling now, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of had to slow me down. So
Yeah.
what does that mean? What the hell? Why are we doubling our inventory? And why is that not so good, but good? Like, where's that going?
Yeah. So basically, it's a simple supply and demand type of situation. So basically, prior to this, like everything has been incredibly hot. Like I would say, even up until this like January, going into February, things were really hot. Like we had a semi-detached, like you're aware of, like we received 49 offers on it, sold for like the highest price ever in Durham for a semi. So what we noticed over the last, like say 10 days or so is like these things started to cool down. And as I've been watching the inventory, noticing that inventory is coming up. So basically the thing is that where you had a little bit more limited amount of inventory and there would be more buyers against one property, this is kind of spread out a little bit.
Right.
And so what it's done is it's caused more options for buyers at this point. So there's two things that can happen. Buyers can spread across. They have a little bit more flexibility on what they want to buy. And the other thing also can happen is that sometimes buyers actually get scared and like, oh wow, what's going on? Like, why do I have so many options right now? So there's a lot of things that can change in a mindset when we start to see changes like this. So I would say that's one part of it. But with the inventory, I'll just add this because I know you probably have.
Please, of course.
But the thing is that, see, with the inventory increasing, like, even for myself, I'm kind of confused about it, to be honest. And it's basically like, look, yeah, the inventory is up, but there's I really see like two different outcomes of this. One thing is that, hey, inventory is up and it can continue to creep up, and more people, because we are in a hot market, are they just going to come up on the market and start flooding the market with inventory? This is something similar to what we saw at the beginning of 2017.
Right.
Or is this something just ramping up for the spring market, right? Like, are we just receiving more inventory right now because of spring market? Typically, more people will start to put their houses up, in end of February into March and April. So it could just be an inventory ramp up for the spring market. It's hard to tell right now.
Okay, so we all want to get back to some type of normalcy, right? In regards to the market, in regards to life, obviously with COVID changing a lot of things. And you're basically saying that this might be a tricky thing to dictate because it might be one of two things. Now, how does that bode for somebody like myself, not directly myself, but people like individuals that are looking for the market? Now, specifically, I actually have something for you, and I'm going to see if I can share this. So bear with us. So these are uncut and unedited and raw. No, I'm joking. No, we're not going to go that deep. We're going to keep this very PG-13. But I do have something here, and I'm going to share it with you. Tell me if you can see it on your screen there. You see that there?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So I went digging in your DMs. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I went in under your inbox. I logged into your account.
Yeah.
I saw some things I didn't want to see, but I also saw this text message or this DM to you, and I want you to explain this. So for individuals that are like yours or like this individual here, but are trying to predict the market or trying to pick your brain on what's coming and what to do, what advice do you have for individuals like this? And it's obviously, would mid-March be a good time to list the house in Ajax, or should I wait till May? Thanks.
Okay. So you probably saw my response to this, which is basically give me your number or call me.
Right.
Because the thing is that this doesn't give you all the information, right? Would mid-March be a good time to list my house? Well, I don't know what you're going to do. Do you know what I mean? Like is this an investment property that you're just going to be dumping? Are you planning on buying another property? So it's a very hard thing. So basically what it comes down to is depending on what your situation is and what your comfort level is with the market.
Right.
And as you already know, and I don't want to go on a tangent about it, is that, you know, I believe in holding on to real estate for the long term. And I think it's very hard to time the market. And anytime that we're trying to time the market overall, my belief is that we're only trying to time it for the next, 18 to 24 months. Like, I think that everything is going to continue to go crazy in Canadian real estate for sure. But we're just trying to see if we can get that little extra push for the next like 6 months or 12 months or something like that.
Right.
And sometimes it's a dangerous game to play.
Right. Okay. So the short answer to the question is you can't blanket statement this. You cannot put something over it, and everybody's different. That's why you gave and I saw it and I was like, all right, either this guy has a lot of time on his hands or he's really trying to make sure the individuals get the right advice. So there's no blanket statement to it. It's literally call me up if you've got a question about listing or buying within a month, and I'll maybe be able to help you based on your situation, and everybody's situation is different, right?
Yeah.
More or less.
And I mean, we could play it out this way too. It's like, should I list in mid-March? And if it's an investment property, like if you're going to be moving that money over to somewhere else like that, and say you purchase this property for $350,000 and you're able to get $650,000, $700,000, and you have an idea of where you're going to move that money over, and you don't want to wait anymore on the market, it's a good idea. Should I sell my house and then try to buy something else afterwards? Maybe that's a bad idea.
Right. I like that. I like that. Okay. So we're rolling. And that was the first one I had. Now, I do also know that's a little bit about what's going on in real estate in your week. So that's the first thing you saw. Anything else that you can touch on that we can kind of get a better understanding of? Like, how is your mindset in regards to just overall COVID, where you see kind of like the COVID world going with everything that's happening? Are people running to get things listed and sold right now? Like, how is that working out for everybody right now?
You know what? I don't see a huge panic of people wanting to get onto the market. More like you do see that sometimes when we see like price increases so much, like we've seen a huge price increase in 12 months. So sometimes you get those people that are panicked and they want to sell for whatever reason. So I haven't seen like ton of people coming onto the market for that. For the most part, I've seen people kind of being more relaxed with their approach about it. The one thing that we initially kind of saw, and it's still going on, but I wouldn't say as aggressively, which is basically when COVID kind of started and it was continuing, people wanted to get out of their smaller spaces and go into bigger spaces. And I think that there's a number of reasons why people were making these moves. People that were closer to the core had more flexibility of working from home. And even now we're hearing stories about people being able to work from home permanently or having a flex schedule of commuting back to the office, 1 or 2 days a week. So more people are inclined to kind of move out of that area, and the other thing also is that I think that people have actually a little bit more disposable income. There was a couple of articles that came out with some banks saying like, Canadians are sitting on about $1 billion right now. And that is because I think, you can't travel. So people are not spending money on vacations. Maybe people's entertainment costs have gone down. Going down to dine in at restaurants has gone down. So
Right.
people are sitting on a little bit more money. And with COVID and being able to work a little bit more flexibility from outside of the area you typically could have been in, and needing more space. So I think this disposable income is being translated into real estate, going into people's real estate.
All right. Now, with you saying that, I heard you say they're spending more time at home, so people are at home cooking. They're doing more. Me and you always speak because I know you're on a on and off with the health tip. And I know you've tried to be dedicated a little bit more about what's happening to yourself personally, right? And this
Yeah.
is not real estate news, but this is Kabani news, so it's always good to share kind of what's going on in your world. So what I'm gonna do is I want to actually bring up another footage here, see if we can get it
Okay.
online. And I want you to explain what's going on here. So
Okay.
if you don't already know, I stalk your wife's
Yeah.
Instagram page because she's always making something, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this is a very healthy meal, and I know a lot of people are at home cooking right now. But
She just bought that, right? And just posted.
No, I didn't.
she's definitely in the back end. No, she didn't. She even showed step-by-step recipes on how
This
she
is
broke it
why I'm
down.
asking for a camera in the kitchen that records all of my moves.
See, exactly. So I want to know, with your wife Ima, preparing these meals, with you getting on a healthy tip, how's that been going for you, man? How's everything going in the life of the mental part of just being who you are right now? What's going on
Yeah.
with that?
You know what? It's tough. Like I think like a lot of people, you get on and off this bandwagon of like exercising every day, eating healthy, watching what you're eating and stuff like that. Like I know my buddy Steve Terry, he's like mentally so strong and he just keeps his routine. I don't know how the heck he does it. But for me, I get those Wendy's coupons in the mail and I'm like, oh, two can dine for like 13 bucks. Like that's a good deal.
Yeah.
And then Harvey's comes out with those like smoking hot burger, and I'm like
Yes.
ghost pepper and fried jalapenos. I'm like, damn, I'm in, man. And they send you coupons with it. So
Yes.
it's hard to get into it. And then also with my wife making all this healthy food, she brings in a lot of junk food too. So it's like I got bags of
She
Cheetos
balances
in the
it, though.
pantry. And it's like she leaves me alone for a day and a half, and I'm like chewing through this whole party size.
Yes.
So I guess it's tough. And
Yeah.
over the last little while, again, like I would just even say a few days, I've been back on the kick. So like every day I've been working out again in the morning. I'm trying to watch what I eat. And slowly, I'm going to start to get back onto this intermittent fasting that I was doing. So basically
Wicked.
you would only eat from like 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then you just kind of shut it down from there. So
Wicked.
it gives your body enough time to kind of like, get rid of the food that you've eaten and process everything properly before you
Right.
load yourself up again. So,
Right.
there's been times I've been doing it for like 6 months straight. And you know what? The difference is huge. And I can even tell you like over the last 3 or 4 days of me just kind of exercising and whatever else like that,
Yes.
like my mind already starts to feel a lot better.
Yes. It's like a cleansing almost, right?
Yeah,
Like
100%.
literally it clears up everything that's going on, right?
But
So
you know
whenever
what? It all works together, right? So it's like
Yeah.
I'm not saying you got to go in there and like start lifting crazy amounts of weights or this or
Right.
that or whatever, but like a little bit of exercise, a little bit of eating well, a little bit of taking time to rest your mind and whatever else like that, it goes a long way.
That's wicked. See, I got a little bit to know what's going on because you fell off a little bit there, but I know you're always going back and forth. You had a crazy February, so I think now that you have some time to kind of focus and get back on track, it's amazing. I know we were crazy busy in February dealing with everything, and going forward in March now, we just have one question and that door is slowly creeping open. That's
Yeah.
scary. Oh no.
Okay.
As we go into March now, we're just just one thing that you want to tell everybody in regards. It doesn't have to be real estate, could be life news, any tips. Just going into March, what do you have to say for everybody? And then we'll see what it has in store, really.
Yeah, I mean, just going in, and I mean, from like I would say the real estate market, I would just say, I'm trending cautiously over here right now. I'm watching the inventory. I'm seeing where things are going. With the inventory kind of still on the rise over the last 2 days, I'm just looking at my numbers here right now. We've seen a slight bit of a pullback, a little bit of decline on inventory building up right now. So I'm keeping a close eye on it. Not sure what's going to happen if this increase of inventory balances out with the increase of buyers coming onto the market, which is more than likely to happen. I think, it's going to be an interesting March. And I think we'll probably see these crazy multiple offers continue for a while still. Other than that, my goal is for March is to just kind of stay in shape and not overdo it for myself in terms of exercise and whatever else like that, but just to do it consistently, 1% a day kind of thing.
Wicked. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, that wraps it up, man. Short but sweet. I think we're gonna continue bringing stuff like this because people want to know kind of what happens. Not necessarily everybody sees what happens on social. Everybody sees what we post, but they don't always hear some things that you're dealing with or taking care of, or even just some educational factors to look out for, red flags or whatever the case is. So, I think we're gonna have to record our morning conversations going forward now.
I think it's a good idea. And you know what? The other thing also is that, look, I'm just an individual, even though I've been kind of trading real estate for my clients for the last 10 years or so. And I've been doing it for myself for almost 17 years. I don't know everything. And there are things I miss. You can ask my clients. There are things I miss.
Right.
So the thing is that, hey, whatever we're discussing over here, we're going to put it out there. But if someone else has something to add to it and, perspective that we're not looking at, I'd welcome anyone's comment or opinion about, or questions even about what we're talking about over here.
100%. So with that said, I encourage anybody that's watching this, if you got a question for Hussein, or if you have any advice, or if you have any tips, or even just let us know what's going on in your area, what you're seeing in real estate, feel free to leave it in the comments. Send him a DM. He's like a DM freak. He answers DMs. He answers as many DMs as he can get to. And if he can't answer them, he'll specifically ask for your number and then follow up with a call later on. So please leave us any comments that you have or any questions, and we'll be sure to get back. Oh, not me. I'm not doing it. He's doing it. He'll be sure to get back to them. And until I guess next week, right?
Yeah, until next week. Remember one thing, guys.
Oh, Lord.
Get Kabani, get sold.
Get sold.
Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold.